Bien, pues bienvenida Giselle, bienvenida al festival.
Gracias.
Hi. Could you tell us about the concept behind New Orleans swinging
Yes.
Gypsies?
The New Orleans Swinging Gypsies is a band from New Orleans, and we play a mixture of different genres. Gypsy swing in the style of Django Reinhardt, along with 1920s, 30s, and 40s swing. And we mix it all together. And the founder of the group is my husband, John Saavedra. And he started the band wanting to include some dancers. And he hired me eventually. And then later we hit it off, and we continued the project together. But his dream was to have a visual for the band and have tap dancing, swing dancing, all be part of the group the way it was back in the 1930s and 40s, with a lot of the bands having their own dancer for a lot of performances. So it's really a mixture of so many different things. So that's what is very true of New Orleans. New Orleans, the city, is a mixture of different people and different cultures. So we have that added into our group.
What is the reason that you need to play jazz in the actual context?
Well, jazz and swing, they're a language for people to communicate and to relate on an artistic level. And I see it as an opportunity to meet new people and to be around new energies and to receive new energies, new ideas from others in an artistic way. And it's a feeling of a sense of peace, and it's almost a spirituality that's involved for me personally, and for I know a lot of people, where we can all remove ourselves, whether we're men or women, whatever age, whatever country we're from, we can all come together for something that we all really enjoy. So to me, that's the essence of humanity. It's so beautiful. So swing does that and jazz does that. And it's really an opportunity to be in community with others.
In terms of styles or interpretation, what are the features of your music that give you singularity or that make of it something unique?
Well, we definitely swing hard. We like to really push and swing hard. And sometimes we'll play ballads and other more relaxed songs. It just depends. But Django Reinhardt is definitely a big influence. But also the bebop era. We like to include elements of bebop from the 1940s, early 40s to mid to late 40s. Charlie Parker has been a great influence on our saxophone player, and we add that element into the group. So we feel that by taking bits and pieces of different genres and also taking every single musician and entertainer's fortes and strengths, we combine it together to create a newer sound, a different sound. And what we're calling it is New Orleans swing. So instead of traditional jazz or gypsy jazz only, we're taking all of the elements and we're putting it together, and we're calling it our version of New Orleans swing. So to me, that's a somewhat unique way of approaching it, and everyone might have their interpretation of what that means to them. But for us, we call our music New Orleans swing.
As a musician, how is your everyday life in your country or the city where you live?
Oh, well, it's such a beautiful place. New Orleans is a magical city, so vibrant and full of life and full of people who are there living in the moment and wanting to express themselves in their unique ways. Everyone is so creative. So you have all these creative people coming together, and you're just seeing them every day in their different outfits, and maybe some are musicians, some are painters, some are dancers. And so you get influenced by all of these types of artists. And there's music that comes with that art. And as you walk through the French Quarter, through Frenchman Street, Bourbon Street, you hear music all around you all the time. Your blood and the vibration in your body just accentuates the music, and it soaks it in too, and it creates this aura of music for your whole soul, and you don't even realize it when you're not around it. You start to realize it, but it's a beautiful city, and it's not only beautiful because people can feel the sense of freedom and expression, which is so important, because once you start labeling and putting stereotypes and stigmas, then it confines the art. But New Orleans is not that way. It's very freeing. You can really develop your voice and whatever capacity, and develop who you are as a person there, because everyone is very accepting, and and so it's such a special place, not only because of that, but also because it's a port city. So people from all over the world can go there, since it has the Caribbean influence, and the African influence, and the French influence, and the Spanish, and all of it combined. So it's just, there's no other place like New Orleans, and we're lucky to be able to play music there and to meet so many people that either live there or have traveled there too.
I'm going to New Orleans. So,
Good.
could you tell us something about the songs that you choose to present in this festival, and why did you choose them?
We chose a song from the swing era called Tickle Toe by Count Basie, just to um, accentuate that swing era sound, and to showcase the sounds of Count Basie, who really influences our music. And it's a fun sound. It's taking the big bands of 20, 30 pieces and making it into four. So making it into a small piece, which is an interesting way of recreating the songs. And so we wanted to have that aspect, the big band swing aspect. We also included two songs from our latest CD, Hot Boudin. And those are songs also from the swing era, Artie Shaw's Moon Ray, and which isn't as common of a song. So we wanted to have one of the uncommon songs from our CD, as well as Viper Mad, which is more common amongst our community, but a great tune influenced by Sidney Bechet. So that one includes some vocals. We wanted to have vocals and some tap dancing in there, so which is really nice, and some backup vocals. And we also had our saxophone player sing a tune by Cole Porter, You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To, which is a classic. So bringing it all together with a classic Cole Porter tune, a nice, easy, soft, good feeling swing as well, and jazzy song. So, and within that, of course, we have John, my husband, on the guitar, who is playing the gypsy guitar in the gypsy jazz style in all of the songs. So he just adds that element into every single song. So it's pretty fun.
Yes, we will enjoy it. So the last question is, what is or will be the general view for the jazz musician like you guys under the current pandemic circumstances?
Well, right now, doing this interview and participating in the Jazz Festival is such a pleasure. We feel so great to be able to be part of this larger community of other musicians and artists. So instead of having to pay plane tickets and travel and be very tired in airports and traveling everywhere, we get to come together online, which is a treat. And it's the future. It's just the future, and I've known that even before the pandemic, that the internet is the future, right? So we are just pushed now to adapt very quickly. But we have noticed for us, during the summer, we've been able to perform outdoors in some locations with social distancing and wearing masks. So what we end up doing is we perform outdoors with the proper spacing, and it's in a public space. So, people can feel comfortable as long as it's large and not too small. And the amount of people that go isn't too large either. We set up live streaming along with the outdoor show. So the future to us is live streaming every single performance. Every single performance, live stream a show. You're going to have your video. You're going to keep that. And you're going to have the people that are in town that are able to attend. So those two things, I think, are something that are happening now. It's something that's happening now, and that will continue to happen. And as musicians, we were able to get tips from the public, tips virtually, and also a little bit of a guarantee from the location. So if those three things match up, then you can pay each musician the appropriate amount that they need for the gig. So I recommend that if you can create that same environment. I recommend that for others. And really just staying present with the pandemic happening right now, staying present online with others and just keep putting your material out there, keep connecting with people, I think is the best way. If anything, it's making us pause and step back and make sure like, okay, well, who have I not connected with, or what else can I do with my projects? And I've actually gotten to know so many more people with the pandemic just by being online and being part of this project. So I think we have to find new ways of being creative, and definitely the live streaming is the future and the way to go. So yeah, it's an interesting change, but we must stay strong and remember that we're all in it together. And people really want live music. When we're outside, they just love to hear live music. Anyone walking by the street or listening to the band that's just walking around, they are craving it. The public is craving it. So we can't stop. I mean, none of us can stop. We have to find a way to do it, even if it's outside your window. I think it's important because it really, we forget how valuable we are sometimes as musicians and performers. But what we bring is so valuable to humanity, and it's in the truest essence of what it is to be a human. So we can't take that away. We have to have that no matter what, in any way that we can. So I encourage people to continue doing what you do.
Thank you so much. We enjoy swinging Gypsies.
Nosotros somos Gypsies Company.
Del 24 al 30 de agosto.
Nos haremos internacionales.
Online.
Festival Internacional de Hot Jazz y Swing. Digging on Swing.
España.
Argentina.
Grecia.
Italia.
Estados Unidos y México. Festival Internacional de Hot Jazz y Swing del 24 al 30 de agosto. Sintonízanos y apoya a los músicos de jazz. Gypsies Company.